Okay, welcome back everybody here. So I'm just again at Rotary Park, and what I've decided to do today is do a little bit of research as part of my outreach. So what I have is a clipboard, and I have 5 questions that I'm going to ask people and see how they respond, and just if they've ever considered veganism and what would prevent them from going vegan. So hopefully we get a couple conversations in today and see how it goes. How's it going?
Good.
I have 5 questions. I'm just doing some research. Do you mind if I ask you 5 questions?
Well, if it's quick.
Absolutely, it's 5 questions. We'll be done in a second here. I'm just doing research into people, what they know about veganism. Do you know what a vegan is?
Yeah.
Oh, like what would you consider like somebody eating vegan,
Well,
or being vegan?
Vegetables.
Yeah. Is there anything else other than the vegetables that they would
Just don't eat meat.
eat meat and whatnot? Okay. Have you ever considered yourself?
No.
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 And
I like eggs.
eggs. So that's the one thing that would prevent you from being vegan.
Probably.
Okay. And why do you think someone else would become vegan?
Why?
Yeah.
Probably because they can't eat meat, maybe. Or
Okay.
they're just choosing not to eat meat because of the way they deal with animals.
Why they choose, like you talking like the ethical aspect of it? Is that what you're kind of mean? Or
How they put them in pen, like keep them locked up, all that kind of stuff.
oh, okay. And so you said what vegans eat, like vegetables and whatnot. Do you think it's a healthy option for people?
Is to what? Be vegan?
Be vegan, yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, it can be, right? It can also be unhealthy, or yeah. And do you think that in the future, like it'll be a vegan future?
Well, depending on what they feed animals.
What they feed animals?
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
Well, depending if there's any wheat left to feed them or any good land for them to eat.
Do you think it's a sustainable future, like to have a non-vegan world?
Possibly.
Possibly.
We could live without meat, probably.
We could, eh? Do you think that should be the future, personally?
I don't know what to say. I have no comment because
Oh, okay.
I don't think about it.
You don't think about it?
No.
Other than right now, when we're talking about it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm just out here asking people because I want to see what people actually think or know about veganism and why it's a growing movement. It's actually the fastest growing movement in all of the world, right? So I'm just wondering, like, if people like you and me, like, what it's all about, and if you know about it. So.
Sure. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
like I don't know too much about it just because I'm not vegan.
Right.
But like I am starting to eat different foods that are not plant-based, or like that are more plant-based protein to try to experiment, because I have a daughter that's trying it out.
Oh, really?
So I'm kind of trying that kind of way too.
She wants to like be plant-based or
a
vegan.
documentary.
Which one did you watch?
On that, I think it was called Health.
What the Health?
It was
On Netflix? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what were your thoughts on that movie?
Gross.
What part
Gross
of
in the part what they do to animals. Yeah.
it? Like the slaughterhouses and whatnot, eh?
Yeah, the way they do things, and that's probably why people are getting sicker.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
Do you think, like, if we had to slaughter our own animals, do you think people would eat meat and eggs and dairy and whatnot?
Yes, like if they were to look after their own.
Yeah.
Right. It'd be different, because it was different way back then.
Yeah.
Too, right?
Yeah.
People knew what they were eating. Now they don't.
Well, we got factory farms, you know, and I think the number is about 56 billion animals a year that get killed.
Yes.
So I mean, like that, like how sustainable can that be, right?
Yes.
Like so.
Yeah. So if it was the old-fashioned way, it'd probably be a lot different. You know, people can choose, how they do things and all that kind of stuff like that. But yeah, watching that documentary makes me eat less meat. I have been.
So you're reducing your consumption of meat.
I am. Yeah.
Would you ever get to zero?
Oh, possibly. Because I was getting close before that, just because of the way things were starting to taste.
Yeah.
They weren't tasting right. And now I'm understanding why, because they're injecting stuff into them and that kind of thing. So it's just not tasting the same anyway.
Yeah, this question isn't on my thing, but I'm interested to know what your answer is. As far as the ethical aspect of killing an animal, like how do we morally justify doing that in the beginning? Like, I mean, like you and I, we would find it really hard to kill a pig right here, right?
Yes.
Knife across the throat.
Yeah.
How do we morally justify that? Because we do it to so many animals a year.
Yes.
Like, what are your thoughts on that? Like, what's your answer?
Well, I really don't have one, because I wouldn't do it.
You wouldn't, eh?
Right? And that's what I think. think. Like, I just mainly eat eggs and chicken.
Oh, okay.
But even now, chicken is starting to bother me in the way that it just doesn't taste right.
Oh, okay.
But the eggs, though, are still, like, I don't have to slaughter an animal to get eggs.
Okay.
So I feel more comfortable eating an egg knowing that I'm not doing anything to harm the animal. But I know in our society we do eat meat, right? And there is slaughterhouses that cook the meat or that slaughter for that kind of thing. But now that I've watched that show, it makes me think more about
the egg industry. Like you mentioned eggs, you're not causing harm. Are you familiar with the process behind how eggs are made?
Are you going to tell me that now?
I don't know. So day one, if you have 1 second here, because a lot of people don't know, and then they say, really? I didn't know that.
It's probably harmful too, right?
So what they do is they can't really just breed females to lay the eggs, right? Males get made as well, right? It's just genetics, right? 50% are going to be male or 50% are going to be female, or percentage. Day one of life of those little hatcheries, females go on a conveyor belt this way, males go this way, females go to the factory farms and they start laying eggs as soon as they're available. Do you know what happens to the males?
Oh. Don't tell me they get raised and then they go and kill them to eat meat.
So male chicks that are like the male egg, there's no males that lay eggs.
Right.
So they're useless to the industry. They just put them in a blender day one. Because they're useless, right? They make no money. Like, there's no use to them. So day one, males just get ground up and they put them into dog food.
Oh.
So anytime you feed your dog, it's probably going to be male eggs.
Well, and we don't have any
egg-laying chicks
anymore, so that's why they say chicken.
Yeah.
Right?
Chicken, it's sad, eh?
Yeah, because there's the ingredients on there, and so that's kind of what chicken is. It's not just the white meat; it's the whole body. And
that's even before they go to the farms that you say free range, humanely slaughtered, all these different words that we use on them. That's before that even happens. They go to those farms because there's no males that go to those farms because they're useless, right? So there is a lot of cruelty in the egg industry. Are you familiar with the dairy? Like, do you drink milk or?
I don't drink that much
cheese?
milk, no, cheese? But I eat like yogurt.
Oh, okay, so like a little bit of dairy products, eh? Are you familiar with what happens in the milk industry?
I won't be able to eat anything except go make my own garden.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's definitely something to look into, and I mean, like, I encourage you to look into it. Like, it sounds like your daughter's on the route to becoming vegan too,
BC too. So like,
lots of vegan options there. So
yeah, there's a lot more vegan options there because there's more. There's less snow, kind of thing. But she's been doing it for about a month. So, yeah, so she's always kind of giving me some ideas and stuff like that on what to do. But I have also health issues when it comes to some food. So there's a lot of stuff that I can't eat whether I wanted to or not.
What things like?
Well, like a lot of meat. I can't digest it anyway.
Oh, okay.
So I never really was one for like beef or pork, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
It was always the chicken that I was able to eat, but now I can tell that it's tasting different. So, like, if somebody wanted me to try vegan, like, I could probably do it more than others.
Yeah.
Right? Like, for instance, my husband is a meat eater, but I'm not. So most of the meat we buy is for him.
Oh, gotcha.
And maybe if I have some, it's only like a mouthful or two. But
throw it in like with a soup or something like that, or a stew,
or just have it on the side with my rice. Even if it's one or two pieces, just because one of the digesting thing, and plus two. Now that I've watched that show, it just tastes a lot grosser.
Oh, okay. If someone were to show you a way to go vegan for 22 days, would you attempt to try it and see how you feel on it?
Oh, well, it probably depends, on what time of year it was.
How about right now?
Well, it's just different because, of course, now there's Christmas involved, right?
Okay.
The turkeys and all that.
So how about every day except for that one meal then at Christmas? Could you try vegan? Okay, I'm gonna give you a card because I'm part of a group too that's called the Vegans of Stony Plain, Spruce Grove, and Parkland County. Okay. And that's our group. And on the back is probably the first one you watched was What the Health.
Okay.
Two other ones to watch too. Cowspiracy. That just shows you kind of more the environmental impact of meat and dairy and all that.
Okay.
And the Game Changers, it just came out. It's with Arnold Schwarzenegger. He just gave up meat, and he gave up a lot of his animal products. He's kind of like 99% vegan, so he's reduced it dramatically.
Yeah.
He doesn't even drink milk. So, but that's his movie, and it talks about like plant-based athletes, how they're actually getting an advantage in sports because they've gone vegan, right? So, and if you're looking at some other stuff on free, this is all free, by the way. There's nothing it costs at all.
Right.
Even this Vegan 22, they give you 22 days of support because it takes 21 days to develop a habit.
Right.
And yeah, you can go to that website. They'll sign you up. It's all free, and they'll actually give you a mentor. So somebody in the world will just be like, okay, how do I substitute milk? Oh, you can buy almond milk, and they'll give you answers right on the spot.
Right. Okay.
And then if you ever, do you live in the area? Do you?
Yes.
Yeah. So you can always, if you're like, I want to go vegan, I want to try this, and that, I want to be a vegan. Just add us to Facebook on the front, the other side. That's our group. So you can always join us. Okay.
Okay. Well, I'll even talk to my. Well, does this have to be just Spruce Grove, or can
Stony Plains, Spruce Grove, Parkin County?
But what about my daughter if she's in
We'd love to have her too. Yeah, and if she ever visits us, like we do, yeah, we always have meetups and stuff like that. So we go to vegan restaurants and that sort of thing. So yeah,
it's interesting.
My name's Adam, by the way.
Hi, I'm Cindy.
Cindy, nice to meet you, Cindy. Okay, take care, eh?
Thank you.
Have a good one.